Hey guys, Ben Terra here from East Stroudsburg University. I'm a grad student here studying exercise science. Future goals for me, I want to go out and be a strength and conditioning coach for a Division I university or professional program. The initial goal is to be on the assistant staff to make it to a head strength coach at a D1 university with the overarching goal of working at the professional level. Alright, so today we're going to be working on power clean. So introducing my athlete and my subject here. So this is Ryan. Ryan is also a grad student at East Stroudsburg University. His training background, he has a very high training age, but his main focus as a power lifter, he's a very elite strength athlete. So what we're doing today is we're teaching Ryan how to do a power clean for the first time. Some coaching points we're going to go over throughout this lift is we're going to really hone in on triple extension, different phases of the lift, and towards the end we're going to go over the training adaptations and how we're going to load the bar, sets and reps, and when we're going to use this lift. So first up, we're going to set Ryan to the bar here. So we're going to break this up into 4 phases, all right? We're going to go through the first pull, the transition, the second pull, and then the catch at the end. So we're going to break down each of the phases we're going to go through as it being his first time. So firstly, we're going to go down and we're going to take a squat to the bar, feet apart like you're ready to vertical jump, all right? So you're going to squat down and grab the bar a little outside shoulder width apart into a regular overhand grip, supinated grip. There you go. So all we're going to do is all I want you to do is straight up like a deadlift and bring it to the bottom of your knee. Right there. See? Okay, so that right there, that's the first pull. All right, put the bar back down. So the first pull is simple, it's just the main deadlift. All right, just the bottom of the knees. The transition is where we're transitioning the bar from below the knee to above the knee. So we're going to do the same lift. We're going to do that first pull, but we're going to get it to above the knee. As you're getting above your knee, you want to slowly take your knees back away from the bar. Perfect. So put that down. So that right there is transitioning. So what that's doing is getting the bar, getting prepared to get above the knee for the power movement of the clean, all right? So now we're going to introduce the second pull, all right? And we're going to get into that triple extension phase. So to do that in the simplest way, all we're going to do is we're going to do a jump shrug, all right? So I want you to do the same exact thing you just did. We're going to do that first pull, transition above the knee. And once you get above the knee, I want you to triple extend at your ankles, your knees, and your hips. And you're going to blow that bar forward into a jump shrug, all right? Perfect. It's really important. Maybe a little bit more of an ankle explosion, so you're triple extending through every joint. Beautiful. So with that, now we got the triple extension aspect down between the hips, the knees, and the ankles. We got the power movement through the legs, all right? So now what we're going to do is we got to get the bar up and we got to catch it. So in that aspect, we're going to do the same exact thing you did, but instead of stopping at a jump shrug, we're now going to get the bar up into a high pull, and once you get to the peak of that high pull, we're going to snap underneath, elbows firing up and in, we're going to catch it, and we're going to stand up and finish the lift, all right? All right, let's get into it. Beautiful. All right, let's do that one more time. We're getting a good first pull. We're getting a good transition power through the legs here. We're getting a good shrug. We're getting a good pull, and we're also getting a good catch at the end. And he's catching it in that power position, which is very important. And then he's standing up to finish the lift. Beautiful. All right, so when we're going to use this lift, all right, this is a power movement, so we're going to use this a ton during any type of power phase. During a periodization program, we can use this in a strength power phase or even a strength phase as an A block, as a power movement to start priming the muscles before we get into our strength block. If we're doing it in a strength phase, we're going to go a little lighter on the weight. We're going to use it for a PAP effect to really get the muscles primed and ready to go to get into that strength phase. All right, if we're using it in a power phase during the season, in the periodization, this is when we can start loading up the weight. We can start to go to those moderate and those heavy weights. We're going to do sets of 3 sets of 3, 3 sets of 4, 3 sets of 2, 4 sets of 2. It all depends on the adaptation you're looking for. The lower the sets, we want the heavier the weight, all right? We can really load up on the weight. We're only gonna do max training with this for someone who has a high training age in these power movements, all right? For someone like Ryan who's just starting out, we're not gonna have him do a 1 rep max at the beginning of the year and program off of that. So we're just gonna program with an RIR method to see, okay, how heavy is the weight, how heavy does it feel for you, and how many reps could you do? If he's experienced and trained, we can do a 1 rep max of this, and then we can program percentages to be a little bit more fitting towards our adaptations. All right, at different athletes we can use this for. We can use it any for strength, power athletes in general. All right, explosive athletes, we got football athletes, track athletes, basketball. There's really no athlete that doesn't benefit from power clean, all right? It goes in, like again, we're touching on triple extension points, and almost every athlete in the terms of their competition or in their performance are gonna go through triple extension methods. All right, so now we're gonna get into how you would progress this. For someone like Ryan, who's his first time doing it, typically in a program, we're gonna break this up in the 4 stages to get you prepared to get to that power clean stage. The first stage I would do is we're just gonna get into a typical deadlift, all right? So if you wanna step up to the bar, just like how you would for power cleans, you wanna get set like you're gonna jump, arms a little shoulder width apart, and we're just gonna do, you're familiar with your strength athlete, you're a powerlifter, deadlift's like your forte. So what we're gonna do, you're just gonna do a straight deadlift from this position, all the way up. Right? So for the first block, we're gonna do something simple like this. We're gonna do lighter weight, moderate weight, and we're just gonna do reps and sets of deadlift in the first training block. When we're ready to progress, all we're gonna do from there, instead of a deadlift, now I'm gonna transition them into a front squat position because I want them to get comfortable with that bar in that upright position. So when they do catch it and they have to squat it up, they're comfortable in doing so. So what I'm gonna do is get into a jump squat or get a front squat position. So now we're focusing on here, we're focusing on keeping those elbows up towards the sky. That bar is rested back right across your clavicle. And all we're doing from here is just give me 2 or 3 front squats. We're just focusing on depth, we're focusing on form, controlling the bar, elbows high throughout the movement with a tight core. Beautiful. There you go, and you can drop the bar. So that might be the second progression, all right? So that gets the athlete comfortable with the elbows up. A lot of athletes don't have the flexibility to really drive their elbows up and they get to here. Keeping those elbows up is a huge training aspect. So we're gonna get them used to those elbows being high. The next week, per se, say if we're progressing this even more, we're gonna build off of that deadlift, and now we're gonna go into what we call a jump shrug. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna line up at the bar, like you did with your deadlift, and it's gonna be that first part of that power clean. We're gonna drive the bar up to the deadlift, we're gonna transition over the knees, we're gonna triple extend, but all we're doing is we're shrugging the bar at the top. There you go, really popping that bar. There you go, one more. Pop, there you go. So building off of this, say for the next week following, these athletes are really getting the hang of these jump shrugs. They're getting a good position, they're triple extending. All we're gonna do next, we're gonna take that phase and we're gonna, instead of a jump shrug, we're now gonna drive the bar up and we're gonna go into a high pull. So emphasis on the high pull, we're getting that bar up to the face, and we're triple extending through the bar. We're gonna shrug, and then we're just gonna high pull it up to the face. Beautiful. Get the bar a little higher. There you go. So now what we're gonna do from there is once our athletes are comfortable going through every single one of these steps and phases, then we get to go in, we're gonna take them with a lighter load just to get all in one, we're gonna throw everything together. We're gonna deadlift it through the first phase. We're gonna transition it, we're gonna triple extend into our jump shrug, which is gonna forcefully drive the bar up into our high pull, and then from there, all we gotta do is catch it. We gotta rotate our elbows down through and up above the bar and catch it, and then we complete our power clean. So just for one demonstration, to move on to that final phase is we're gonna go in and we're gonna put all those steps together and we're gonna end up with a power clean from the ground. Beautiful. Just like that, we just turned the power lifter into a hang cleaner, all right?